Hi, everyone. Welcome to Dialogue with Khuraira. If you're new to this platform, Dialogue with Khuraira is a platform whereby we celebrate individuals doing incredible things in their various communities for the betterment of humanity. We call them the unsung hero because probably, the spotlight is not on them. You haven't heard about all the incredible things that they're doing in their communities and changing lives. So we look through we will refer to them, or we go through social media and look at their activities, or even some of their NGOs. We just hear that they're doing great things. This platform is about sharing great people doing great things. We love to bring the good out there so that way it will inspire you to start doing something incredible in your own various community for the betterment of humanity. Let's start with your village, your community, your town, your state, your country, and let's go globally, making a difference and in uplifting people's life. Today we are with my big sister, Dr. Zainab Ahmed. And what happened? I hope that, yep, yay, she's here. So Dr. Zainab Ahmed bio is so impressive, so long. And as you know, in my tradition of Dialogue with Khuraira, I allow host, our guests to talk about their accomplishment. So this way, after they tell us their story, then I ask the pressing questions that you might not be able to ask. You can put comments here, ask questions if you want to, and our guests, if we're able to accomplish it before the time is over, will react to respond to some of your questions. Welcome to Dialogue with Khuraira, Dr. Zainab. I'm so excited you're here, and congratulations on the book. Oh my God, I can't wait to hear all about that. So welcome to Dialogue with Khuraira, and we're so privileged to have you, to learn from you, and hear all about your accomplishment, ma'am.
Good evening to the viewers listening to us. Thank you very much, dear sister, for having me on your program today. I can't tell you how happy I am, how elated that you have considered me worthy of sharing my life story and experiences, which I hope some people will be able to pick something and you know, you know, be part of their lives too.
Yeah.
Well, my name is Zainab Talatu Ahmed uh, from Nasarawa State, precisely Nasarawa local government of Nasarawa State. I did part of my primary school in Nasarawa and then moved to Jos, where I did almost all my schooling. I was at the famous Township Primary School in Jos. I did the St. Louis College, the Catholic institution there, one of the best secondary schools in Jos, I must say, and did my first and second degrees in the University of Jos. I read English with education and then moved up to University of Maiduguri, where I earned my PhD in English. Uh, Between my first and the third degree, I did my service as is required by the laws of the country, Nigeria. I served in the School of Nursing and Midwifery, teaching them English. And thereafter, I secured appointment in my hometown, where there is a federal institution, Federal Polytechnic. That's where I started teaching and I was there for about 18 years, during which I served in various capacities, uh, head of English unit at a time, lecturing all levels from the pre-national diploma up to high national diploma. And I had the privilege of being the pioneer coordinator of the IJMB, that is Interim Matriculation Examination Board, which is basically a university program anchored by the Institute of Education, Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria. That's a program that is completely different from the Polytechnic program. This program, you prepare students for 200 level at the university. It was there that I was in and out of my state government service, ad hoc work. I served in various committees before Allah, in His infinite mercy, made me to go back to the state. I mean, to go to the state to start work as a permanent secretary. I was there for about a couple of years, serving in different ministries and establishments, chiefly the Office of the Secretary to the State Government, covering being assistant to the SSG as the permanent secretary, covering security and executive councils of the state. After that, I got elevated to the position of secretary to the government of Nasarawa State, where I served, being the first, I must say, I served for about 2.5 years before I was replaced by somebody else. And I was again given assignment as a commissioner in the Nasarawa State Civil Service. I'm very much into community activities. Almost all the women groups in Nigeria have been part of it, like the National Council of Women Societies, where I want to state that I was, my performances were rated, and for 2 times, different years, of course, I was given award. And Form 1, Federation of Muslim Women's Associations in Nigeria, which I also started from the grassroots, moving up to the state. And Alhamdulillah, I'm now at the national headquarters as the National Assistant Secretary, as well as the Zonal Coordinator overseeing Nasarawa, FCT, and Niger States. And I will not forget, as the Pioneer Coordinator of Arewa Development Support Initiative, which I'm happy to be associated with. A very, very laudable program, which at least, because I have a passion for helping the have-nots, so to say, in the society. Well, this, in a nutshell, is my brief biography.
Amazing, my sister. See, when I grow up, can you imagine me saying when I grow up? Like I'm not already grown, right? My kid says, my kids always tell me, Mommy, you are old. Okay. So, but anyway,
No, you're not old.
to me, I'm still young. Let them say whatever they want to say.
Exactly,
Yeah,
you are still
you
young.
know. Well, what I'm going to say is like humility. I think your middle name is humility. Okay.
Thank you.
I
I
have
am
known
honored.
you. I have known you now over 3 years. Oh no, actually, what am I talking about? Going 6 years, right? But
Yeah.
I have not even known half of what after I read your bio. I know you are very much part of the government of Nasarawa State, very much about with Fund One, the organization, and also the women group, and obviously the role you played with how really you are part and parcel of making ATSI what it is today, the organization that we all are so proud to say we're part of making it a reality. And I think that was the first time I actually, oh no, we actually kind of met in a group, Dr. Ramatu group, the APC
Oh,
women
yeah,
group.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
That is how
forgot
we
that.
started
Yes,
in 2000, I think 2015 or yeah, 2015 or 14 or
yes.
something
I
like that.
forgot to
The
add that
women,
I'm
yeah,
very
yeah,
active politically.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah. The APC Women of Worth. I think that's where we met.
yes,
And
yes.
a lot of times with me, because I live in this country, I met, you would not believe it, I met, I would say, 80% of the people now I do a lot of my movement and anything that humanitarian through social media. I am very, I get really attracted to people that do good. And even if I start hearing someone's name, I just go to their social media page. That is how I really start watching and following. And that with you, it was from that Women of What, your post. When you post something, on WhatsApp, you don't see a face. You don't just
Mm.
see, if I don't have you in my contact, I don't know who you are. I just see a number. But what you write and how you communicate is like, I just knew that you are a woman of great intelligence, but I didn't
Oh,
even
thank
know that I didn't even know that the degree of what, and saying you have graduated from St. Louis and all that. Of course, now we can figure and be in the positions that you have held. But I've literally fell in love with who you are as a person when we met in Kaduna in 2020 at Face to Face. We were goofing around, and you like just so focused, like literally everything you want to say, you just want it accomplished in that minute. Everything. We are there goofing around, right? And I'm just telling the other women, like, listen, we gotta behave ourselves. She is really serious. There is something that I am so proud of as a person. I love intelligent people. I am never, never intimidated by someone more successful than me, or someone
oh,
someone smarter than me. I actually love to be around those kind of people because it makes me a better person, especially when it comes
definitely.
to the humanitarian work. And I think that is where you and I really clicked a lot. And when I heard about people doing a poem about who you are, which I'm dying to read about, I cannot wait to get my copy, and which I already requested a copy for my school, because I want the young girls to grow up hearing about such women. See, a lot of the times I tell people is that a woman coming out to say her success story is not about showing up. It's about trying to get the younger one to understand that I have someone that I read about and I want to emulate. See, mentoring is
Mm.
very, very important, and we lack that a lot in our society. When a man can write a book and brag about all his successes, no one says anything in our communities. But when a woman writes,
Mhm.
it's like she's seeking attention, or she's
Oh,
sure,
yes.
or this, and that. Then
That.
if we don't tell our stories as people that have broken some barriers, how would our younger ones know about it? So I'm definitely having your book, and I'm gonna actually try to start doing that with the school, getting Nigerian women, people that wrote books that have accomplished something as women, and have them start reading it in schools, because I think it will help a lot of girls inspire to be somebody. And
Actually.
yes, yes. I remember I grew up in Jos too, and you know my
Mm.
story. And the person
Yeah, I do.
that inspired me to want to be educated as a Fulani girl was a young girl, Nafisat, who comes through our home all the time carrying books, and later being friends with the princess of our village. Just imagine a villager, okay, uneducated, no, seriously, uneducated in Ruga,
Yeah.
and your best friend is the daughter of the king. Do
Allahu
you get what
Akbar.
do you get what I'm saying? So
Uh-huh.
having to see women like that or friends like that helped me to be who I am. And I am grateful that up till today we're still best friends. You know, we're still friends. And it helped me to dream to be beyond Ruga. You know, if
Allah.
I say Ruga, in case for people that don't understand what it is in it's saying, it means the Fulani settlement. You know, so that is what I love. So, Dr. Zainab, I know
Yes.
if it's come to talking about women leadership, you are there. If it comes to politics, you are there. If it comes to humanitarian work, you are there. If it comes to Islamic leadership, you are there. If it comes to being a mother, a friend, a sister, a grandma, you are there. And
Yeah.
an incredible also boss. How do
Yes.
you do it? What do you tell a lady out there that comes from our setting, meaning Ariwa, that says, I can't do this. I'm not gonna, I cannot do this because you know what? I'm a housewife. You still do all these things and you're still an incredibly humble and loving and honest human being. Despite
Thank you
whatever
very much.
anyone can say for people that work, for people that go out there and inspire or empower people, what do you tell a young girl that one is just gotten married and is thinking, this is my life? I'm not going to do any part of any association. I'm just going to be a wife and take care of my children, and that's it. What would you say to someone like that?
Well, if you do that, it means you are not helping your society, you are not
Yes,
helping your community because you mentioned that keyword mentoring. If you are sincere, you know what you are doing, what you are capable of doing. You don't have to hide uh, in your home. Try to come out and let people benefit from your God endowed talents, so to
yes,
say. Uh, you see, and it depends on the kind of home you are coming from. I
yeah,
want to state categorically that the home I came from was a very supportive home.
yeah,
My father, may God bless his soul, is late now. My father saw to it that he gave lots of attention to girl child education to the extent that it was not easy at that period that we went to school
yeah,
for a Muslim from a traditional Muslim home to allow his daughter to get educated in a Catholic school.
yeah,
So yeah, but there was that courage. He was so courageous. People were saying, "Now, why would you take her to a Makaranta mission?" That kind of thing. But he believed that once you give the girl child good education, she can go places.
yes.
And he also helped me in the choice of my career because I want to say that I'm a professional teacher.
Mhm.
Haven't read education and the other teaching subject, English specifically. I wanted to read law. I set out to read law. In those days, law was very fashionable. You could see them,
Yeah.
in their beautiful
You're gonna
attire.
have your
So
black
when I
gown,
said,
you know?
like, very, very beautiful to look at. So
Yeah.
when I was filling my jam form, I said I wanted to read law. He said no,
Mhm.
because he was also an educated person, a guidance and counseling person too. So he
Mhm.
said no. we have shortage of teachers. Why don't you go to the teaching? And I said, with all pleasure. And I am glad that I did,
Yeah.
because the number of persons that one had the privilege of teaching and
Mm-hmm.
what they have now become is a source of joy. I can count so many of them who are people who have made it in life. I'm very proud of them. There was one that I told her, I said, look, you usually embarrass me anytime we made. He said, this is my teacher, this and that and that. I'm specifically talking about Senator Wadada, Adi Wadada. He was one of
Wow.
my students,
Yeah.
former Speaker of Nasarawa State House of Assembly, who
Mm-hmm.
is now the Accountant General of Nasarawa State, was also my. I mean, you could see the way they relate with you, the difference they give to you. It
Yeah.
makes you feel accomplished, that at
Yeah.
least you were able to instill one or two things in the minds of, you know.
Young
So
people.
these are just few examples of the so many people.
Yeah.
So coming back to your question, I don't know how a woman will get educated and just bury herself. You have a lot to contribute to the society. You do have a lot, provided your intention is noble, because there is no gain in you just going out for the sake of going out. You are not adding any value to the society. There is no point. But if
Yeah.
you have something that you want to contribute, even at your in your house, you don't even have to go out
Yeah.
at times, but going out mingling with people may even expose you the more. You have your modest dressing as a Muslim or as any other person, because in the north, majority of the women we are talking about are Muslims. When
Yeah.
you go out dressed in the approved attire,
Yeah.
honestly, you have a lot to contribute. Don't just hide yourself. Try to make the best, give the society what the society gave you. I think that's my take on that.
Yeah, that's well said. And also with this modern world now, you can actually do it via social media. You can do a lot of
Exactly.
contribute a lot. You know, I actually thinking of that. I just
Like what
found,
we are doing now.
yeah, exactly. You're in another
Like what
country.
we are doing now.
Yeah, yes,
Yes,
yes, yes.
we
And
are exposing so many ideas on the social media. Yes.
yeah, yeah. And so in regards to, we want to encourage our young girls, and let's not just I am for, of course, young to help young girls, but I also need to always, as a teacher, and correct me if I'm wrong, I am always very, very particularly careful on only pushing for girls when it comes to like enrollment, because like a lot of the school, they say, well, we enroll more girls, let's more girls and less, kind of less boys.
Oh,
But what I'm thinking, especially in, like, let's say a village setting, right?
final.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Pardon?
Can you hear me now?
Oh.
Network,
Oh,
right?
the service is not friendly.
I can hear you though.
Network.
Can you
Okay.
hear me now?
So, but I didn't hear what you said. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, so I was saying, as a teacher, correct me if I'm wrong, let's look at the village setting, right? Like villages, where you have literally almost everybody is uneducated, right? For a very remote village. And you're saying that we need to educate more girls than the boys. So I always think that we have to be very careful with that, because what if we educate a lot of girls in that village and we have majority of the men uneducated? Who are the girls going to go and find and marry? You know what I mean? No,
That is a good question.
I always want to like ask
You
that.
see, just like you,
Yeah.
my mother is so. Hello, my mother
You
is
just,
Fulani like you,
yeah.
from the Ruga, real Ruga setting. And
Yes.
that's, I must tell you, that's one environment that I enjoy.
I wonder if it is raining in Nigeria.
I, Though it's no longer as it used to be,
Yeah.
modernization has taken over. And since the village was not very far, I was spending my weekends there with my
Yeah.
grandparents. That is why right now I know almost everybody that needs to be known in my
Yeah.
mother's side, because I relate to them very, very closely.
Yeah.
And just at what we are saying, I brought one of them severally anyway, but the two of them outrightly told me that they were not interested in going to school. I said, okay, if you are not going to school, you must learn a skill. They
Yeah.
told me point blank that they were
Yeah.
not interested. One
Yeah.
of them that I tried and uh, 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 goaded her into going to school. She managed to finish JS3 and said no, she has had enough of it, because just as you said, the environment consists of uneducated men. So
Yes.
the fear is that if you are that educated to a certain
Yeah.
level, then nobody comes for you. Nobody
That's
comes to
it.
ask your hand in marriage. So at
So
the end of the day, is as good as you not even going to school, because you will end up marrying one of them.
yeah.
You know, our Fulanis like marrying amongst themselves. So
Exactly.
you find uh, 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 a lot of times there's this fear that an educated person is an exposed person. So what can she
Network.
we try as much as possible to give that confidence that see us, we are part of you. We have gone to school and I am always around you. My
Yes.
going to school has not affected my relationship with you. So,
Hmm.
but give and take. I have not been able to. Okay, one, I was able to. She ran back and we had a running battle before she agreed to go to read this school of, so that it will help her at least. I said, look, you need something. You need to
Yeah.
have an addition, because secondary school education uh, uh, is no longer useful for a life skill. So you need to go to have an um, 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 uh, extra, what I call it now, level of education.
Yeah.
And Alhamdulillah, she agreed and finished. She's now working in the local clinic. At least she's earning something.
Yeah.
So that is that. Yes, that is that. So
Yeah.
really, education is, and the erroneous belief is that education makes the girls to be wayward.
Yeah. Yeah. But the thing that I'm even trying to get
Wants
like
to be wayward, where education or no education should be wayward. Village
yeah.
life is really, really even more dangerous than even um, 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 the urban life, the carefree attitude that they are exposed to in the villages.
Yes. Yes. But the thing that I'm even more concerned about, sometimes it's not even the
And
villages
I
that are,
must add, I will also add that in case they don't want to go, we also introduce them to Islamic education, where
yeah.
some little bit of Western education is introduced, so that at least when they go to the hospital, they will be able to write their names. Even this basic literacy, they should be able to learn.
Yeah. Definitely. But what I'm even talking about, Dr. Zainab, is not even like the villagers themselves. It's NGOs pushing. It's Ministry of
Oh,
Education
it's cracking
pushing for.
again.
Can you
Yes, sir.
hear me
Yes,
now?
sir. Mm.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Hello, I can hear you now. I can.
No, I'm saying
Yes,
sometimes
I can hear you.
it's not even the villagers I'm talking about in this scenario. It's even the NGOs pushing for
Okay.
only girls more educated, ministries pushing more for more girls education. But I'm thinking that it can only happen like maybe in an urban area where you have a lot of educated people. But when you are talking of villages, core villages, where people are not educated at all, and you're saying, let's educate more of the girls and leave the boys, then who they're going to get married to? So, as an educator,
Nobody.
yeah. So, an educator, I'm glad that you share the same thing. Where I'm thinking we need to, like in villages where there's no education, we need to emphasize that both need to be given a chance to be educated. Even if they don't do Western education, let them learn Islamic education or Christian education, because in the villages, we just don't have only Muslim, we also have Christians that are, in the villages, the
Correct.
farmers. At least if
Yes.
they can do that, then let them also learn a trade. The skills
Of
are very
course. Yeah.
important. Skills are
Yeah.
important. We now,
Very, very.
especially a lot of NGOs trying to go into different areas to help with this whole thing. Think of it with this banditry, right? This banditry came about because they're non-educated majority of the time. They're non-educated. All they believed they depended on was their cows. Now their cows are taken, and they have nothing, and they have no skills, and they have no education. How do you think that that is going to help
Mm-hmm.
anybody survive? And a lot of the times that you may just the banditry, yes, majority are, but there are other heinous crimes
Oh,
that are being committed by non-Fulanis too, because they are not educated and they don't have a trade. So I'm thinking that whatever the government can do,
hello.
yes, hello, can you hear me?
Hello. Can you hear me,
I,
sister?
I can hear you now. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I can hear you. Can you hear? I think it's our network. So what we're talking about is regarding like how we emphasize on having people in the village to have more of the girls educated. I think that we have to be very careful as a society, regardless of what religion you are, because we are in a culture, whether Muslim or Christian, we're expected when we grow up to get married. So when we have to get married,
Mm.
we need to get married to at least someone that understands something. Not you to be educated there and your husband don't even know what you're talking about. So anything you do is always a friction because he is not at the same level as you.
Yeah.
So for me, that is what I'm thinking, that whether
It's mis.
skills, uh, network is not cooperating with us.
Oh,
Can you hear me, Dr. Zainab? Can you hear me now?
subhanallah.
Are you back now? Are you getting
Hello.
calls? Are you getting calls?
Can you hear me?
Yes. Are you
Oh,
getting phone calls? Are you getting people calling you? I think it's just network. I hope she gets back. My other thing is that I want to ask Dr. Zainab is about what does she think of young people, especially young women, participating in politics. I think she had done a really incredible job. and being part of the politics of Nigeria, and at the same time held her integrity intact. You know, a lot of times when women are, a lot of the reason why a lot of women don't want to get into politics is that immediately they hear that you're going to be a politician, you're tagged as being, you know, loose, or so many things that doesn't really actually uh, um, attacks your personal credibility. So I'm hoping she gets back. What does she think? Young women that want to be in politics, be part of politics, which we do need women in politics, because, you know, they can also help shape good governance. They will be part of those people talking to their children, you know, talking to their husbands, or even communicating with other women, so that they can encourage good governance. Rufai, is Dr. Zainab off? I'm not getting her. I hope the network didn't affect, totally kick her off. Okay, but can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Good.
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay. So my other
You are
question,
talking about young girls getting politics, right?
yeah. So now my next question before the network get rid of us again is, what do you think of, you've been part of politics, I was saying, you know, from all levels, and your integrity is intact. So we want to encourage a lot of our young people to be part of politics. But whenever they try to be part of politics, the next thing they are being accused of is that they're not gonna. There's something. A young man can be a politician, but a young lady, even if she has interest to be part of politics, she is not given an opportunity, because the parents or the family members are afraid for her to be tagged a name of being loose or whatever. So how did you do it to be able to rise to the rank of even being part of the government and decision makers of your state, and still you have your integrity intact? What would you, how did you do it, and what would you recommend to a young person wanting to be part of, a young lady wanting to be part of politics?
Well, I would want to say first and foremost, you should have the fear of God,
Yeah.
and you should know you are a woman. Don't try to be a man.
Yeah.
Yeah, this issue of I always have problem understanding this issue of equality and equity,
Yeah.
and I try to explain that we women, what we are after is actually equal. Because you cannot be equal to a man, no matter
No.
how much you want to try to be.
Yeah.
But the positions that are supposed to be given to, I mean, let women be allowed to compete in whatever capacity. You know, when you start lowering and say because she's a woman, she should only go for this and that, you are actually reducing her capacity. Women are should be allowed to express themselves. Take
Yeah.
a look at it. Even the 30% affirmative, we are not able to get it. And I must tell you, it was not easy rising up to be to the position that I attained, particularly when I was given the position of an SSG, the first in the history of Nasarawa State. A lot of
And
people were
probably the
thinking,
North.
ah,
Probably the
yes,
North.
yes, the men were saying I may not even last up to 6 months.
And you
But
even,
when you know your onion, you know your what you have set out to do, you know what you are supposed to do as an officer in the state, the schedules, just go and do it to the best of your ability.
yeah.
Don't be found wanting. You know, I hate to hear women at times saying, when they say you should come for, I say, no, I have my home, and no, divide your time. When you are at home, give all in all that you have to your family. when you are in the office, concentrate in the office.
Yeah.
When you are in the community, of course, because you are not in an island, don't say you are just office, home. No, you have to mingle among the society, give them their own due time. Honestly, you find out that when you do that, you achieve a lot. You achieve
Hmm.
a lot. You have found uh, uh, participating in your community activities. In the office, you are not found wanting. In the home, your family is taken care of. You have equal time, near equal time for all the segments of you. You are a family person, you are a community person, you are a government person. So
Yeah.
each one should be given its own allotted time. You find out
Yes.
that you have no stress. But when you don't have time for example, you are given a work, I mean, a schedule, and you say, I am a woman, I will not be able to do it. You are indirectly even affecting other women. They say if they are going to give, they say, women are like this and that, but they are not. We
Hmm.
can compete favorably with the men in a lot of areas of human endeavor.
Yeah.
So I will appeal to my sisters to be focused. You know what you want. You are not going to be fighting like a man that I must grab. No, you don't grab. You do what you can do. I
Fan-
always challenge them. I say, even in composition of offices in the political parties, for example, why
mhm.
is it that it is out of 26 posts, for example, there is only one for leaders of the women? No. Why can't a woman compete to be a treasurer? Why can't she compete to be the chairman of or child lady or whatever
Yeah.
in her own state? My good sister, what is the Binta Masi did in
Yeah.
Adamawa State. She was
Yeah.
elected as a chairman of APC, and she did very well. Why
Yeah.
are they? I think why are they thinking that we are only good as women leaders? No, we should be given opportunity to vie like
Yeah.
any other. If we contest and we don't get, that is a different thing. But
Yeah.
already we are disadvantaged. You have only one position, even treasurer. Women are known to be very good in keeping finances. Even
Yes.
treasurer, go to the man. Why not a woman? And you
Yes.
have not tried. For example, when I was in the office, I tried as much as possible to do my best because I don't want my weakness to overshadow me to the extent that it will be used against women. As we gave a woman position, she couldn't do it, but to the glory of God, Alhamdulillah, I
You
went
were
out,
able.
I did the best I could within the circumstances I found myself, and I came out without any problem, Alhamdulillah. So
Yeah.
my fellow women out there in Nigeria, elsewhere, just know that you can do it. Have that I can do it spirit. And once you go out, honestly, you'll be able to do it.
I like that. So you hear me, sisters? You can do it. We are born actually multitaskers. A woman will
Yes,
be in her kitchen. She's hearing the husband complain, the five children saying this, and all she's hearing everybody what they are saying. And
exactly.
she
And she
address
manages
at
them
the end, you know? So why can't we use the
exactly.
same God-given talent to run for office and do it beautifully? And if it is politics as well, is how you carry and what your true intentions are. If your intentions is to go out
Exactly.
there and make a difference and help people, because as a politician, you are not there to rule, you're there to serve. You're there to serve your people.
That's the word.
You're
That is
there,
the word.
yeah, you're
Service.
there.
Service.
Exactly. That is, I think, where we are. There's a lot of, I think, misconception about what politics is about back home. Politics is about serving your own community, and
Exactly.
it is really so. Talking of that, Dr. Zainab, you gotta run for something in politics because you know what? Being in someone that of your experience. and also a natural human server. You have served humanity in different levels, in different organizations. And in all of them, you have just came out with flying colors. You have empowered, you have touched, you have, I mean, for a leader to say, you don't even have to force, you just say, and people appreciate you, says a lot about a leader. It's not about bullying, it's not about saying bad words or threatening people, it's about truly leading. And you have that quality, my sister. And I really think that, you
I'm
know,
really honored with the
no, I'm
kind words.
serious, because we do need, we have very few of you in the north. We only, okay, Senator Binta Masi, we have Sister Pauline Talim, who else? I mean, to me, in politics, who else? Dr. Mero Habib, who else? I mean, as far as, oh, except for the lady that tried to run for governor of Adamawa.
Adama.
Exactly. But how many of us? We don't even have 10 that we can actually, call in the Ariwa. So listen, you have it. You know we're going to back you, okay? Because we do need, especially in the coming election, 2027, I think a lot of people should come out, young people, women, should come out and really show their intent. Let's see what the youth can do, and let's see what the women can do. Maybe we can bring a new kind of governance with empathy. We women have a lot of empathy, okay, when it comes to ruling. And then young people have a lot of innovation when it comes to
And
ideas of
energy.
technology. We don't have it. If you are over 50, madam, that computer thing, you cannot do it. and, and the world, in the next generation, we have this whole artificial intelligence. How are we going to do it? We need the young people. We need the youth, whether a woman
Yeah.
or a man, to be out there. We need women like you that have integrity, that have the experience to run for certain offices. We need that. And
Ah,
I think that if we have people such like you, it will bring a lot of people out, a lot of younger people that, they want to see the likes of you. I would tell you this, Dr. Zainab, it's not because, I'm a fan of yours. It's your bio had said it all. You have done so much, being a teacher, being in a political arena, being in humanitarian, and different, and still you are someone that is very, very diverse and very accepting, you know and we need leaders like that to give example for our young girls. And even if you don't want to run, I think you should be part of those people for whatever party you are, to help get the best ones out, to be part of those one trying to come, because that is the only way we can really make a difference in any country. It's having the right people with good um, head on their shoulders, and also that have empathy to serve, not to rule. If we understand that in politics, that we are to serve, we will definitely get a different outcome in society. um
exactly.
I hope I didn't put you on the spot. So now, just digest that. I don't need answers. Digest that, my sister. We'll talk. The other, I really would love you to talk about the book, um, that they just the poems that were made to honor you. I know that, I hope you have the copy to show us, the viewers, so they can actually, like, I really talk to us about the book. How did it come about, and all of that? If you could share it with our audience.
Okay, let me pick the book. Oh, I hope it's very.
I can't even believe you that you don't have it right by your computer.
Yes, I have. Uh, actually, uh, I got interested in the Association of Nigerian Authors
Yes.
through two or three wonderful people.
Yeah.
The first being my PhD supervisor, a friend, a family friend, and so on, Professor Amali,
Okay.
Idris Amali. Then I have this young person, uh, a barrister, but a very prolific writer,
Okay.
Benjamin, a
Yeah.
thief boy,
Yeah.
and a
Great.
host of others.
Yeah.
So anytime they had their program, they will invite me. I will go there, and you know anything they wanted, I'll provide for them. In
Yeah.
fact, there was the one of the former presidents of Association of Nigerian Authors, Denja
Yeah.
Abdullahi. When he came around on visit, I hosted them. They were so at home, very free. I was really astonished when they recommended me for the fellowship of Anna
Wow.
National. So I went to Abuja where the investiture was done there. I'm a fellow of Anna, Nigeria, and
Yeah.
then a patron of Anna in Nasarawa State. So
Wonderful.
I
So
do attend their
what is the full
activities and
meaning
so
of
on.
Anna for those people that don't understand, please? What is the full meaning of Anna?
Association of Nigerian Authors.
Okay.
Association of Nigerian Authors.
Okay.
Yes.
Wonderful.
So during the last convention of Anna in Nasarawa State, when we wanted to elect our leaders and another set of leaders, even though we allow all of them to go, somebody wrote poems, a collection of poems on the state president,
Yeah.
Dr. Chika. And, so the man said, write about her. I said, no, 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 no. You have not finished writing about other people. This. I said, no. What you are doing for us, the way you carry Anna in Nasarawa State, this and that, we are going to do it. Wallah, it was just like a casual thing.
Yeah.
So one day he called me and said that they received entries more than 50 to 60. I said,
Wow.
wow, on me alone? He
Yeah.
said, yes. So they is like I told her, I said, you people are conspiring against me. Oh. They almost all the ANA members in Nasarawa State wanted to write something about me. I said,
Yeah.
what have I done? They said, Ma, you don't know who you are. I said, yes, I don't. So you
Wow.
tell me who I am. Tell me the good, the bad, and the ugly about me.
Exactly. And
I will
they
accept.
did that. They did
And they
that.
did,
Wow.
yes.
And
So the sooner we do,
already I heard it is not from you. I heard that it's really an incredible collection of poems that uh, anyone will be proud to read. So the lines of colors is the name.
yes.
Where are you selling that? Where's the book being sold?
Actually, on the day of the launch, in
Yeah.
fact, they had to. I told them to make just 100 copies. They
Yeah.
ended up making 200 copies and
And
brought. One lie, my sister, I have only 2 copies I was going to give you that I kept
You
for you.
you better keep my book
Everybody
too. I'm
was
telling you.
interested in the book. I said, wow. So I'm making arrangement now
Mhm.
for the reproduction of the book. I think any
Wonderful,
moment from now it will come. The
wonderful,
same quality, the same, print. Is
wonderful,
well, I'm getting it in the next couple of weeks. And
wonderful. And I'm sure you
what
can
I
also have it
intend,
in the
what I
university.
intend to do is to distribute to mainly girls' schools.
Yes.
I'm going to, in fact, your own, you bought two. I'm going to add additional copies. And, my alma mater, St. Louis College, I intend to give them. And incidentally, my classmate of 1980, St. Louis, we finished 1980, we're
Yeah.
having a get together in a
Wonderful.
week or so in Abuja. So I would take the copies and give to almost everybody. I don't intend to sell it except if there are buyers. I could, give them some discount because I want everybody to read, particularly women, read and
Well,
pick something out of
my
it.
sister, don't say
Yeah,
that because you are a woman that is always empowering others. So how about you can sell it in a really reasonable amount so you can also support other women that want to be authors, or you want to support small business owners that are women, but don't say you're doing it for free. These people you're going to meet
yes,
at that
ma'am.
party, they have a lot of money. They can buy it and
Yeah.
you can use it for to empower other young writers. There is
In
nothing wrong
fact,
with. Go ahead.
the proceeds from the launch,
Yeah,
we have already earmarked what we are going to do, particularly to see to the empowerment of the girls,
yeah,
skills acquisition. There's a lady, she is. I do go to the house for henna. This
yeah.
henna,
It's a
she's
big
from
business.
Katsina State. From
Yeah,
Katsina State, they are so poor. The girl finished the secondary school and she couldn't go further. Well, I called the girl and she said she was willing to proceed. I invited the father over. We talked about it. He said he was going to get to his father because,
yeah,
he has influence on him. So he came back and said his father gave him the consent. So I made her to write jam. The first jam she did, she
yeah.
got less than 50. I said,
Wow.
that's a good attempt. I said,
Yeah,
you see, you cannot sit at home and write an exam. Why don't you go to an institution? She
yeah.
agreed. So I got her admitted into the Polytechnic to start these remedial
Mhm.
classes for 1 year. I gave her money again. She registered for JAM, and Alhamdulillah, this time around she made about 140 something. Not good
Wow.
enough for the university, but at least
Yes,
she 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 improved. And
exactly.
right now, because she couldn't get directly into the university because her points are a bit low, I'm trying to get her to read part time in Arabic because she's very good in that. And I mean, I am so happy that I have the opportunity to at least assist somebody to get educated.
Yes, yes. And my
Very,
sister,
if you see her,
another. Go ahead.
yeah. So
You know,
these are the kind of things I want to use the proceeds to do. Get as many girls as I can from my own village. Of course, they don't want to do it, so
yes,
I'm not bothering them. I will only help them with skills, when they are where they can get one or two skills to do. But
yes,
there are so many people around. There are so many people around that you could, assist. Even my gate man, a
yeah,
man, I asked him, he said, what is your level of education? He said, he's a Christian. I'm
yeah,
a Muslim. I
yeah,
said, what's your level of education? He said he finished secondary school and dropped out. I said, are you considering going further?
yeah,
And I will help him
yeah,
using that because you never can know, you never can tell what he can become, how useful he can be to the society.
yeah,
Instead of, I told me, I said, you cannot continue to be megad as young as you are, you continue to until kingdom come. I
yeah.
think you are wasting your talent. So
Especially
these are
when
some of
he's
the things I
young.
want to use. Mm.
Especially when he's young, he can actually even go and come back. Do it. You see, that's the thing. Like a lot of people
That's
don't
what I
understand.
told you.
Yeah,
Yes.
he can
I
go to
said the
school.
morning hours, everybody is around. It's
Yeah,
only in the evening, in the night that you come to sleep. If
yeah,
he has his wife and his two children in the
yeah,
house, I said you can go and go to the school or go and learn something. Come back in the daytime, come back in the evening. and do your job, and you still get paid at the end of the month.
All right, my sister, this is incredible. See, now you see how you will use your money for your line of colors. So all
Yeah,
those fancy
yeah,
friends of yours, don't give them for free. Let them buy and you use that money to empower others. That is what it's about.
inshallah,
And
inshallah.
so last question, my sister, and this is for me, Yarkawi. Growing up, I really, really love this about the village life. And even it used to be part of our primary education, the uh, 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 um,
Yeah, yes,
communal life, whereby we help
yeah,
each other. Kayan gaya,
yes,
aikin gaya ake kira, aikin gaya.
yeah.
Whereby
Okay.
communities, depending on what, if you come together and help each other, and don't charge each other money, you help it. How about, and this is part of what we have in this country. I think it's spawned from that to being charitable work. But I'm thinking, you being an educationist, how about this should be part of the curriculum of the Nigerian education system, whereby our young people are asked to do communal work as part of their credit. Because doing that will actually get a lot of young people out of trouble. If you are expect that this weekend you should go to this person's house and help them cultivate their farm and take pictures of it and bring it, and we were going to add to your credit where you have failed in other classes to help boost your grade. Do you understand? This is also
Yeah, I do.
another
I
way
do.
to be, maybe university, if you don't have a community service, any credit for community service is part of not having you to get admission. I
I
think
agree with that. Absolutely.
if we
Mm.
have that from the beginning, we will also help create leaders with empathy, because they will remember what it feels it is to have their fortunate life when they go to that farmer who cannot do anything, who doesn't have maybe children, who doesn't have money to, maybe it will make them think. And if it is made part of the system, I was so happy when I saw that you've spent so many years in education. I feel like also you being still part of the government, it's something that could be a pilot project for one state, and then from there make it even a bigger one. I think that our admissions into universities should not just be based on your WAEC result or your NACO. It should be part of also what are you doing for your community as a young man and a young woman. That should be part
Yeah,
of
I
the
think.
admission
I,
process, if
yeah,
it is
I
not.
think it would be a wonderful. Yeah, I think it will be a wonderful idea.
Yeah.
That reminds me about Chino Achebe's book, Things
Yeah.
Fall Apart.
Yeah.
We were once a community, communal. We used to do things in the communities, and the children get to know who is this, who is that to him, and so on and so forth. But once we started becoming
Mm.
selves. That's
Yes.
what you used to say, my sister. Self,
Yes.
self first. We lost everything.
Yes. Very much
I
so.
recall also when we're in the primary school, there's this craft in the school curriculum. I don't know who removed it, which government removed it. Gradually, you know, children were being taught how to do a lot of things that are found in the community. You go
Yes.
to the river bank and get clay and
Mhm.
mold it into this and that, being creative and that kind of thing.
Yep.
Suddenly, we discovered that teachers were requesting for money
Mm.
instead of, you know, instead of these crafts, and
Yes.
eventually it
It disappeared.
faded out of the school curriculum.
Yeah.
I recall in Township Primary School, we used to go to the home economics department of the Ministry of Education as
Yeah.
girls. were being taught these anything to do with the home management,
Mm-hmm.
cookery, how to keep the
Yeah.
home, how to do this and that. Suddenly, it disappeared.
Yeah.
And nowadays, unfortunately, our girls cannot even cook the traditional dish
Yeah.
that we know. All they know about is Indomie, this pasta that has come, these are spaghetti, all these
Yeah.
pasta things that are around. That's the only thing they can cook. And again, the national policy on education stated that children from the first formative years in the school should be taught in their local language.
Yeah.
Suddenly it disappeared.
Yeah.
So we have to retrace our steps.
Yeah.
We are moving, it's like we are moving one step and several steps
Mm-hmm. Back.
backwards.
Yep.
So I think what you are bringing, honestly, is a very, very good suggestion
I'm
that
telling you, my
let
sister,
our
especially
youth.
you being that close to the government, you can start it as a pilot project. You'll be amazed. We need to bring this back. We need to
Yes,
appreciate.
even as a pilot, just as you said, yes, as a pilot project,
Yeah.
let a school be picked. You see
Yeah.
how it works. You fine tune
Exactly.
the curriculum and then be expanding it after the other
Yeah.
until the whole state. Let a state take the lead,
Yep.
and honestly, we see wonders. A lot of
Yeah.
creativity in the children will come up. The respect that we have long lost. Children no longer
Yeah.
respect the elders. They can tell
Yeah.
them anything, and it will even doing that. It will even prevent them from going into antisocial activities
Yeah.
like drinking,
Yeah.
cultism,
Yeah. Yeah.
thuggery.
Yeah.
Name it.
Yeah.
When you know that, yes, because honestly, we need this is something that you have you've
in
talked
in
about
in
that has
in
really
my
sunk into.
in here, all my kids, all of them, they have to do community service. They start from like junior high school. Some are here wait till like their last year before they go to university, but the universities see that. They see when you started doing your charitable work. When you start very early, the universities give you consider your application more than someone that just started for the final year, because he knows that's the only reason why he will be able to get to
You
into
see,
certain universities.
I,
Especially if you're going to
they're
very good schools.
irresponsible
Yeah,
people.
so you have to, and I really think it had helped a lot of kids in this country to stay focused. You see these sports, the academia that we used to have sport after
Yes,
school. It was preventing kids from having playtime, extra playtime to go and do crazy. Weekends, you go and do your farming at your headmaster's lambu. Didn't we have that as village?
yes.
Yeah, we did that. You know, there is
Mm.
like say, free time where you go and do your work at the headmaster's garden, and that is part of
Yeah,
also your credit.
it's
So,
a form of
you know,
teaching. You are being taught something. You are being self-respect, self. You are taught something that you cherish it for a
mhm,
very very long time. In
yeah,
fact, till eternity. You have
yeah,
something that, yes, this is I contributed
mhm,
to this and that in the community.
yeah,
You make the community to be part and parcel of you.
yeah,
But nowadays, all these things have just disappeared. I
yeah,
think they need to be reintroduced, small,
yeah,
and then important. We should talk to the parents, because
yes,
there are some parents that are I think they started it. This running fast, 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 fast. Let
mhm,
my kid finish secondary school on time.
yeah,
No, when
yeah,
you do that, you are breeding half-baked people don't who do not know their society very well,
yeah, yeah,
because they are not groomed in anything. Even the home, they hardly help in the normal chores in the house, particularly boys. They
yeah,
think certain chores are for girls. No, we should reintroduce some of these things that were in the past. They were successful. They are the things that make us what we are now.
Yeah,
Such things in the past,
yeah.
and the respect is there. You respect your elders. You get very close to your community. You do a lot of things for them. I think it's something that
And
government should
even
think
thinking that
about.
boys, certain work is for only
Hmm?
girls, that is not right.
Hello.
When you were saying that there are certain chairs that parents say
Hello?
it's only for boys, this one is for girls.
Mm.
I have one girl and four boys. All my four boys know how to cook. They all can cook. They cook like ladies. They really know how to cook. Because you know what? We're in a society now whereby you will be away from home. You will be in college. You have a job away from your family. Who is going to be making food for you?
Mhm.
Is it the salary you're getting? You're going to be cooking all the time to spend in restaurants? So it is you. There is nothing wrong teaching a young man how to cook, and there's nothing wrong to teach a lady how to do boys' work. Like you said,
Exactly.
we everybody should be given an opportunity to do what they can, but like also what you said, Dr. Zaina, very very important are the parents. I think we are a lot of the parents are the culprit of what we have right now in the society. You have parents that you know your children are not doing homework, they're busy playing games, they're busy doing whatever, and you have a 50,000 naira to go and give a teacher to give him a passing or give her a passing grade.
Exactly.
Okay?
Exactly.
Well, and
Exactly.
if it is NACO or whatever's jam, you have them paying while they're taking the exams. That is why we
Exactly.
have what we have. But then we now
Yes.
blame the society that, oh, we have all this. It's we make money more of a priority. But I think it also the government has to play a very strict rule by saying if you are caught doing this, I hope it will be something that can be punishable through your grade or your admission, or something that can be put out for everybody to know. When children hear that or parents hear that, there's nothing families are afraid of like being disgraced. So maybe that will make a difference. But I think it's not too late. Right now, I feel our final one is how do you think we can get out of this whole thing that everybody is screaming bad governance, bad governance, bad governance? How do we do it as a people? Because we cannot just continue blaming the government alone.
Yeah. You see, I always tell people, you see, as you are pointing to the government,
Yeah.
one finger is pointing, three
Hmm.
fingers are
Yeah.
pointing at you.
Yeah.
Meaning, you go and search yourself.
Yeah.
What are you doing that that is contributing to the bad government that we have?
Hmm.
Um, I, I pity people in power because, well, maybe because I was there. They have their own problems, but a
Yeah.
lot of the problems are caused by people outside the government, you know,
Right.
and a human being who, what he is, this praise singing, I tell you, let me give you an example. When I was dropped as SSG, I was in a function, and somebody came and said I should give him certain amount of money. I said,
Yeah.
I don't have that kind of money. He said, but you are just a short, a few weeks ago, you were there. I said, yes. I said, but I just said jokingly, did you want me to say, of government officials are prescribed by revenue mobilization. So I earn exactly what the revenue mobilization, except one or two areas. I said, do you want me to say? He said, those that stole, what happened to them that you will not do? You know, I was taken aback. I said, is that what you are wishing for me, that I should go and dip my hand into the government coffers and start distributing and say, I will do no such. So people will urge you,
Yeah,
tell you
right.
all manner of, say kinyi, say kai, this and that. It takes the discipline in a person
Yeah,
to 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 resist all those things. Somebody will say, you were in this position and you came out
with
kin
nothing.
shiga kamar tantun mai kin fita fari. No, you should not mind all those things, or
Yeah,
else they put you into trouble, and they are the ones that will start castigating you. They'll
true.
start attacking you and this and that. So the government, in fact, the government would need to look at its um, um, what do you call it, policies in government. There are certain things that honestly is very difficult for a man not to be corrupt,
Okay.
as far as I'm concerned, with
Yeah.
regards to uh, uh, or else how would you explain that any government that comes behaves worse than the previous one? It
True.
means the system has a problem in the system.
Yeah.
What is it that is making people to do what they are doing?
Yeah.
How can it be changed? I wish we would have a very courageous leader that would take a holistic look at the laws, the procedures, and what have you in government.
We
Try
hope
to
so.
change it a little.
We hope so.
Let us do something different, whether we are
Yes.
going to get a different result from what we are getting now, because the society is so bad. Every government, right from after Sadona, every government is being accused of corruption.
Yeah.
Every government since I knew, and it has continued, in fact, in a greater magnitude, in
Yeah.
greater. And I want to state that how are they doing all these dealings without the connivance of the civil servants who
Mm-hmm.
prepared the vouchers? Because the
Mm-hmm.
governor cannot come down and
Mm-hmm.
just go to the bank. For example, in ministries, you have the commissioners are just political heads. The permanent secretaries are the what do you, accounting officers, so to say. How have they been doing to the extent that corruption is so rampant in the government? How are they doing?
Well,
Wish a very
there's a saying, my sister, they said, be aware of the
yes,
file
ma'am.
movers. Be aware of the
So
file movers.
let a government that yes, hello,
Those
I'm
that carry
listening.
the file along from one station to the other, they're actually worse than the figurehead, you know? Because like you
Yes.
said, yeah, you you have said a very important, asked a very important question. How are the civil servants doing it? Because sometimes before a file comes to the governor, some file don't even get to the governor, except you are the highest bidder before the file can get there. Then
Or
if
your file gets missing along the way. It
yeah,
gets missing. A file will
yeah,
be told that is missing. How can a file with file number, with subject written on it, this and that, it will just disappear?
yeah,
And
yeah,
there's no trace, because movement of files are supposed to be recorded. So where
yeah.
is the last point where the file reached? You go there and
Oh,
say, no, we have not seen it, or somebody
mhm.
will hide the file because he thinks his interest is not taken care of. So there are
Yes,
so many things, cumulative. And we mentioned the family too. The family system is so corrupt now. Just
hmm,
as you mentioned it earlier on, why would I want my child to be given advantage? Why should my child be taken to where he is not fit to be?
yeah,
I
true.
mean, why should my parent pay for examination to be written for his child? To me, you are doing great harm to your child, because
Yeah.
nobody did that to you. Nobody
Yeah.
did that to you. Why are you doing that to your own child? It's
Mhm.
like you don't even like the child. Let him learn. Let
Yeah.
him do it himself. Why
Yeah.
are you cajoling people to help your child? If a child is being punished, a parent will go to the school. I don't subscribe to capital punishment, certainly. But
Yeah.
once a child is reprimanded and he doesn't like it, he cries home, the father will come. If the father is not coming, the mother will come, fight the teacher in the school. That is an act of indiscipline, for crying out loud.
And that also
There are
gives green light
processes.
for the child to disrespect the teacher. You know?
Exactly. And once
Yeah.
and a teacher is part and parcel of the society. I
Yeah.
recall this Nigerian television program that ran for many years, Village Headmaster. It
Yes.
shows the importance of a headmaster
Yeah.
in a village setting. That is
Yeah.
very, he's regarded as the voice of wisdom, and what have you. So why would a parent, if you don't want your child to be reprimanded, educate him at home,
Yeah.
keep him with
That's
you
it.
at home,
That's
so
it.
that he can do whatever he likes and you accommodate it. But once you take him somewhere, he's going to meet different sets of people. He's going to, the teachers are there to try to mold his character, and you don't
And,
want
and,
that.
and to think of it,
So how
the most active time of the day is spent by the teacher. So if
about the
you cripple
teacher?
the teacher's power, you have crippled your child. Because by the time your child
Exactly.
come home, you are tired trying to make food, tired to do this. You don't even know anything. Then you have already tell them to do not respect your teacher. So then, how is the child going to be groomed to be a better person?
Exactly.
You know. But when we're going to talk, my sister, we'll talk for 10 hours. But I
For
have to
10
say,
hours, I can see there's more than almost 1 hour, 30 minutes.
but I have to say, it's what
Thank
we
you
this,
very
what
much.
we talked about are really, really important things. And I please
Thank you.
three things you should work on. Don't give your book for free. Second, make sure we try and see how we can get that ONG back into the education system, the
Thank you
communal
very much.
scale. And then thirdly, let's encourage our women to participate in politics with full integrity and to be respected as people that can actually also perform like men, not but in the sense like I am the same as a man. It doesn't matter what
Mm,
society you are. We agree that men are built differently, and we understand that, but we also are born with brains, an ability to be able to perform. And if we're respected, we'll be able to help you, the man, to be the big guy. As they said, behind every successful man is a very smart woman. Cool? Is that not what it,
yeah,
it says? Or,
okay.
or is
Sister,
it hardworking woman? Whatever it may be. So thank you so much, Dr. Zainab. I'm so thank you for honoring us and being a guest. And we look forward to speaking some more. And once again, congratulations for everything. I mean it, my sister, everything. You deserve
I know.
everything that came your because you worked so hard to be who you
Thank you
are.
very
So we
much.
appreciate you
Very much.
and we thank you for all that you do for humanity. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank,
And thank you, everyone that
thank you.
sat to watch us. And see you soon in the future. All right. Thank you so much. Have a good night,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Bye.
Thank you.